Hello there, it's Carrie Rhoades here. Welcome back to the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel. Today I am playing with a super cool die set. This is called the Center Stage Add-on Interactive Die Set. It came out last year and it is like a surprise shadow box card in the slimline size. And I haven't played with it since I made the card you see here, but I wanted to show it to you because when you pull the two sides, it reveals a whole nother scene and it's like a little shadow box in there. So we're going to make a Halloween version of this today. I just wanted to show you the die set. There are, as with any interactive die, steps that you want to follow so that you can get all the pieces in the right place, doing the right thing, right? So I'm going to go over that with you as we create a Halloween version of this card today, which is so super cute. This card does lay flat and fits any slimline sized envelope, and it's just a really fun surprise. So I will have these directions right here in the description box below so that you could copy, paste them, print them out, and have them as you create. It's got tips for decorating as well as like step-by-step how to put it together. First, you're going to need two pieces that are 8.5 by 3.5. One of them you're going to cut this window out of, whichever one you want to be the cover. I have two different colors here, and well, two different kinds of paper, one black glitter and one just black cardstock. So my black glitter is going to be the front. Then you want to have some notches on either side of that frame so that you're able to pull the card open. And I like to make mine a little bit smaller than this die is, otherwise it's really close to the frame. And then you just tape it down and cut that on either side. Then we have these other three dies, and these three dies you're going to want to cut two of each, and that's going to create all the pieces we need for the interactive element. Now this die right here, you can see, creates two little slits. That's important for the bridges, which are at the top of the screen, to fit into. And then we have these that create the like a sleeve for the opening and closing doors to work. So you want to fold these doors in a Z fold fashion. One you're going to fold like regular Z fold. The other one you want to fold exactly opposite of how you did the first one, because one's going to go on the left, one's going to go on the right, and we want the middle fold to meet in the center of the card. Now I'm going to decorate mine with stamps, so I want to go ahead and do this before I put my card together. This is the Spooky Silhouette stamp set. It's awesome. We had a die set come out last year that was silhouettes, a house, a lot of similar things as this set, but dies. And so I will link that below as well as this one so you can check out both, because you can do different things with stamps and dies. Speaking of dies, this set that I'm using does have dies to cut out all the things, and there's like 20 some images in this set. So you can just make all the little Halloween scenes that you desire with this set, which is really fun. So I stamped this with some VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and I'm working on the largest panel of this card and not stamping beyond the fold, which is why I had a sticky note there, and I'm using that on the other side as well. And I want to just continue the scene over that seam of my card. So I'm going to do a little like creative stamping and masking. And I know where the two parts of this meet is wonky, but I'm just going to stamp a little headstone, gravestone there. So it's going to be fine. And you can see I'm leaving a border because the frame of my card is going to cover up part of this scene. So I want to try and just move it up and in a little bit. So there are the two halves. You can see the ground, the road, whatever it is, it does not match up. So we need to get a little creative. So I'm bringing back in this fine tipped pen and kind of just filling it in to make it look like, yeah, we're just going downhill, and it works. So I'm going to heat set this because I want to add a little more ink. I want some shading on this. So I'm going to use Villainous Potion Distress Oxide ink and my purple Blending Buddy brush. I love that it has a color clip on it, so I can easily tell what color this is for when they're on I have them on a little like Lazy Susan on the top of my shelf next to my desk, so I can easily reach up and grab the color that I love. So I'm doing this to both sides, but not on that center seam. I want to leave that open. I just want the shadow to be on the top, the outer edge, and the bottom. So that's what I'm doing. And you can see I left a big ink mess right there on my little magnetic mat. So I spritzed it with water. I'm going to pick it up with this scraggly, cute little paintbrush and drag it across the edge of this hard piece of window sheet. And that's going to give me a nice little splattery background. And if we're going to do splatter and we're going to make a night scene, we might as well use the Ink on 3 Liquid Pixie Dust. I love it. It's so shimmery, and I'm getting a really fine mist of shimmer. So you're going to be able to see this when you turn it in the light. It looks so awesome. So there's my fun scene that's going to be on the doors of this card. Next, I'm just using my Teflon crease tool to go back and really enforce those folds because I've had them open and shut and stamped and all the things. So I did that, and then I'm flipping them both over and adding some rip and stick tape to the tabs so I can add this to that. Remember the original black piece of cardstock that's 8.5 by 3.5? That's where they're going. You're just adhering that tab down, and what you're going to do is put it flush with the edge of the card, but you're going to have a skinny little border at the top and a skinny little border at the bottom because these doors have to be a little bit smaller than 8.5 by 3.5 to fit through the sliding piece. Now, if you want to back this, you want a piece that measures 3.5 by, oh my gosh, I was going to remember this for you. It's in the description box below. I want to say 4.5. I don't remember. It's 5 1/4, I think. Yeah. Okay. So whatever size it is, I embossed it because my vision for this card is going to be a room inside of that haunted house. So this is kind of like the wallpaper, and I thought it looked very vintage, very Victorian, and I just did a little villainous potion on the edge and then rubbed that embossed image with my pad, and it looks awesome, and I adhered it down to the back. And next I have these arms right here. This is where you're going to attach all your cute things that create the inside scene. Now what you want to do is fold up one end, I fold up the bottom, tuck the top in through, put the bottom end through, and then flatten it out. So it will fit in there very easily if you do that. I did reinforce mine with another sheet of cardstock because they're so long. So they were a little bit thicker, which made them a little bit harder to get through the slit, but it does work. Okay, so these two pieces right here are like a little sleeve for, they hold the interactive part together. So you're going to flip over your frame and add these to the back on the sides. And that is how your arms, or your doors, I'm sorry, attach to this card. You just slide them through that now little slit there. Yeah, like that. It works great. Watch it open, see it close, open, close. It's so good. Okay, so next we have a sentiment that says, sending you a little witchcraft, which is a total clue for you to guess what I'm going to put on the inside of this card, which you probably saw in the front of the video. I have a picture of the card, but that is just a little clue for the outside of the card. I also wanted to dress it up with some of the stars. This particular die set has a bunch of things, so you can make this look like a stage, like lights and the word bravo and these stars. So I die cut all 5 of the stars. I ended up cutting a total of 8 stars from some iridescent white glitter paper. So they kind of have a purple shimmer to them a little bit. They're really cool. And just added them around. I like all the glitter on this card, but it wasn't the messy kind. All right, so this is the Witchcrafting Stamp set and coordinating die set. So there's a little scene. You can see she's in her stamp room. She's so cute, making a little witchcraft, but it doesn't fit into my card. So luckily there is a die that cuts her out at her desk, and that's exactly what I needed. So now we're going to Copic color this out. You'll see the markers that I'm using up on the screen. I think that this is so much fun when she's cutting out a little like paper ghost, and there's a bunch of other images in this set, like a glue bottle, markers, a stamp pad, a lot of punny sentiments. She has a little cup with like, could be tea or coffee or cocoa or something in it, a candle, of course the little sleeping cat. Yeah, it's really cute. So I like to color out my Halloween images in the traditional like purple, green, orange, black colors. I think that is really fun. It's my favorite. And that's probably what I love so much about making Halloween cards, is playing with all the fun color combinations. It's just, it's colors you don't normally put together, but they work so well for Halloween. And you know, the bright green I'm so in love with. So I am definitely playing with all of those colors on this card and loving it. Her hat also is super fun. And I just, I pulled out markers that I thought I would use, and then I definitely brought in more than what I thought and added to that. But it's just very simple Copic coloring for me. There's a lot of tiny images on this card, and so some of them I don't ink blend, and when I do, I've only used 2 shades of color on this card. So no, except for her face, I did E02, which I just wasn't sure about her face at first and how I wanted to color it. So I just really gradually worked on it, kind of messed with some colors off on the side. I have this, like, it's a marker that one of my kids got in like a craft box that they used to get, and it's now in my craft room and it works really well. It's Spectrum Noir. It has like a special name, graphics, I think. Yeah, and it worked really well to blend out my little face and her. She has a little bit of her foot showing in her shoe. At least that's what I think it is. And then her hands. So really easy skin to color. If skin or hair scares you, like, the switch is really easy to color. All right, so then she has a little like shelf on her desk that has these bottles, which I assume has to be glitter and sequins and embossing powders, right? Those are our potions. So I'm going to color those in some really fun colors, because you know we have to have all the things in all the colors, right? Let me know if you're the same way. You have to have all the colors. I definitely want that, but I don't necessarily have all the colors of all the things. I like to work on these things gradually if I can, and because there's always like new stamps to buy and new dies, and yeah, so I just gradually add to my collection. I try to use what I have. I'm a big fan of that, and pairing old stuff with new stuff I totally love, which is what I'm doing here today. This Witchcrafting Stamp and die set is new, and also that the Spooky Silhouettes that I used on the outside, both new, but this interactive die, like I said, we have had out for a year, so it's fun to pull out something that I already have and pair it with brand new things. That like brings old things new life. So I'm just adding some, I mean, this looks crazy, right? These are just like wood grain. I've done this before, like on a tree that doesn't already have wood grain drawn in it, and it's just really fun, and it looks crazy at first, but once you add the color over the top with the lighter markers, it really, like, it tones down a little bit, and actually it looks okay. You know, I am not the world's best Copic colorist, but Kelly Taylor did a video here on the Trinity Stamps channel with this set. She colored out this scene, and it is magical coloring. So you can go check out our channel and find that video if you want. It was only a few days ago, or like a week ago, actually, I think. So check it out if you really want to see some amazing coloring, and her videos are just so much fun to watch. So yeah, we're now coloring out the little broom, which I think is really cute that also gets cut out with the scene. It just adds to it. So yeah, we're going to add that now to the inside of the card, the little shadow box part. And this image fits in there, like, it's almost exactly 3.5 inches tall. Also, it's really big. So I decided to back this with a second die cut piece. It does like want to fall back against the back of the card when the card is laying flat, but that didn't hurt my feelings, so I went with it. Now I'm going to add some of the other cute things. This little pumpkin is like something that she already cut out. I had to add a bottle of glue because the sentiment I'm going to use has the word glue in it. I added a little candle there to the top of her shelf to light up her table, and then she's got her little cup of whatever she's drinking. I'm going to say it's like hot cocoa. How could you put like a Halloween flair on hot cocoa? It's got to be candy corn hot cocoa. That's what I think. With some ghosty marshmallows in it. All right, so this says, with paper and glue, I made this wicked cute card for you. Isn't that so fun? I added a little strip of window sheet to the back of the cat and added that to the back of the front arm, so it looks like it's resting on top of the words. And there you can see a little surprise scene on the inside. She's working in that upper room. That's her craft room, making this really cute Halloween card for somebody who also loves paper paper crafting, because that's the kind of person that's going to totally be in love with this card. So when I added this to my 8.5 by 3.5 inch card base, one of my doors came out of the sleeve, so I needed to go in and reposition that. But you should know the top frame is like wild and free and loosey-goosey. Like you can slide it back and forth. So if that happens, you just put the arm back through that channel and yeah, see how it goes back and forth? And that works. But I also have a tip in my directions on how you can fix that. Plus the original video that I did on that one with the curtains and the stage and the spotlights, that video is on the Trinity Stamps channel as well. It's like an introduction to this interactive die set. So I'll link that video for you below. It's just a little bit slower, more in depth, and it incorporates the original center stage die set, which is like the curtains that you can add to this, the stage that you can add to this. It's really awesome. So linked for you below, as well as all the things I used today, so you can find those. I know that these interactive cards are getting to be so popular, and I think it's just so much fun to create like a scene on the outside and a scene on the inside and have it be 3D. It's so cool, all the things we could do with paper crafting nowadays. And I thank you for stopping by the Trinity Stamps channel. I will see you all again very soon with a new video right here next week. Happy stamping! Bye!